Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. This is a paid request for Steven. Thank you so much for that. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, movie reviews, re-reviews, random thoughts, streams, commentaries, tier list rankings, whatever the case may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal. Do have a CashApp as well. Links are down below in the info box, and I will get to it as soon as I possibly can. And this is for The Loved Ones from 2009, which I have seen this film before. So it's interesting to watch this film again. But I would say the way I felt about it last time is how I felt about it this time. And I still think it was an interesting watch. Now, the director, I think, went on to do Dangerous Animals, which came out this year, which I've never seen, never been requested it, but I know a few people liked it, or thought at least it was interesting. But this one, it stars Xavier Samuel as Brent, and I'm like, I know I recognize this guy. And I know what it was. He was in this shark movie called Bait, which I remember not minding. Not nearly as good as Jaws or Deep Blue Sea or even the Shallows, but I remember being an okay shark movie. Haven't seen it in a long time, but it was like this. I've been Australian. It was a film like in a store, and then there's a flood, and there's a shark in the store, and people are kind of trying to figure out how to survive so they don't get eaten by the shark while they're in this like supermarket. Then not a bad film, for what I remember. But this one, it seems like a movie that'd be like torture porn, but it's not really. It had enough style, weird elements that it kept my interest. While it's a far from perfect movie, I did like it. It had some nice music choices, like this song called Lonesome Loser, which had a nice beat to it. And the lyrics, when you listen to them, it's relevant to the stuff that will occur later on. So the setup of the film is, like I said, Xavier Samuel is this kid named Brent. He's goofing with his dad while driving. One thing leads to another. Something occurs where he needs to swerve. There's a crash. He gets hurt. His dad dies. It's months later. You tell that the mom is very protective of him. He doesn't really drive a whole lot. She takes a taxi to the prom. Well, actually, no. I get that wrong. The mom wants him to take a taxi. But he's like, no, like, because of what happened, the car crash, there's friction about whether to take the taxi or not to prom. And it's the mom being protective, and the kids like, listen, let me deal with it. But she's not being bitchy. She's not being melodramatic or over the top. She's being a concerned parent, but not hateful. So you can understand her concerns. And he's trying to do the best he can. You get the idea that he hurts himself, he cuts himself, he like carries a razor with him, and he's not in a good spot. What I'm saying, he's not in a good spot. He has a girlfriend, but there's this girl who likes him a little bit too much, a girl named Lola, who does ask him to the prom, and he politely declines. He doesn't brush her off. He doesn't treat her like shit. So it's not this, oh, he's going to get what he deserves, or if you were a bit nicer. No, he declines as nice as he can. I'm sorry, I'm with my girlfriend. Thank you, though. The reason I like that is because when the predicament does happen, where he gets knocked out, he's tied up, in Lola's place where it's her and her dad, and it looks like prom. You feel bad, at least me. I feel bad for this guy, Brent, because what else was he supposed to do? He did not do anything wrong. Something happened, he had to swerve. It was an animal such, he had to swerve. Here, what was he supposed to do? Cheat on his girlfriend? He didn't cheat on his girlfriend. He didn't lead this Lola girl on. Didn't treat her like shit. What more was he supposed to do? So it makes me feel more sorry for the guy. And like he doesn't deserve it. And the girl that plays Lola, which actually I'm going to get her name, she, with the way she played the character, how she said the dialogue, one of the crazier bitches since Kathy Bates in Misery. Like Robin McLeavy as Lola, I thought did a really good job selling the craziness. So she was in Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. She was in a film called Backtrack, which I've never even heard of. Force of Nature, The Dry 2. I don't even know about The Dry 1. Yeah, I don't know about it. Like, I've heard, like, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. I know I've seen that film once. I don't remember a damn thing about it, but she hasn't, I mean, she's done a couple movies, but most of them I'd never heard of. But I thought she was good. Like, she sold the craziness and the quirkiness of her character fairly well. You bought she was batshit Looney Tunes. I'm not saying she's as good as Kathy Bates in Misery. I'm saying one of the crazier bitches, she's nuttier than Amber Heard. She's as sane as Chris Chan. she's out there. So again, it's her dad's there. There's a woman who seems lobotomized but still alive. And you find out it's her mom. She set up the place to look like prom. There's some decent music playing on the tracks from time to time. So I like that it wasn't just straight up torture porn and that there were decent performances. And I'll give credit where it's a short film, so it doesn't take too much time for it to get going or let alone get to the finish line. And when I said the girl's crazy, she'll do stuff like the guy's like, I gotta go to the bathroom. And then she puts a like glass. Go. I can't go here. Well, you gotta go here or my daddy's gonna nail it to the chair. Oh, it's crying. Maybe I'll kiss it better. Or maybe I'll bite it. Like, this bitch is crazy. You think Amber Heard's crazy shit in beds. This bitch is crazy. She's a crazy bitch. And it kind of goes through, like, her and him, kind of the what are we going to deal with here. The problem I have with, and I overall I liked it. I don't love it, but I liked it. Because the two leads, the villains do get satisfying, at least to me, satisfying deaths. Do I wish there was a bit more cat and mouse? Yes. Do I wish there was a little bit more punch to some of the comeuppance? Yes. In terms of fighting, battle. But I did overall like the how do I put it? The payback. The paybacks on the villains felt satisfying enough. This is the end of the spoilers, so spoilers now. The problems I have with the film is, number one, it'll go back to the girlfriend, and I wish the girlfriend and the mom were more proactive. I mean, there's a bit where a dog is hurt, dying, and there's this kind of nice bit of direction. And yeah, people are doing stuff outside if you hear a noise. There's one bit where there's like the dog, and it goes back to the girlfriend, and the dog, and the girlfriend, and kind of this building of something's going to happen, and then she looks, and then you see the dog just go and pass away. So I thought that kind of did a nice bit of elevating the emotion of that scene. I don't know, I just like the way the director approached that. But other than that, like the girlfriend and the mom don't really do anything. You don't really see them going to the police. You don't see them investigating. You don't see them getting their hands dirty, trying to figure out what happened to her son or her boyfriend. They don't really do anything. So that's problem number one I had. Problem number two, for some dumb reason, they keep going back to the prom where the lead guy's buddy is with this girl that I think was his prom date. The girl's dad is a sheriff. And he's going back for this stupid, dumb, bullshit humor that at the end of the day didn't lead to anything. It didn't accomplish anything. And I guess they thought that, well, we need more goofy humor, so the lead guy's buddy with this prom day that, oh, it's the daughter of the sheriff, and they're either he's worried about getting high because her dad's a sheriff. None of this should have been in the film. It doesn't lead to anything. It doesn't lead to anywhere. It's not like the buddy finds out what was going on with his friend, our lead character, or, oh my god, we gotta do this. Nothing comes of it. It's completely fucking pointless. You could cut all that out, and in fact, would have been a better movie, just would have improved the pacing. Or take that precious time and give more for the girlfriend of the lead guy to do. Have her investigate. Have her, again, be proactive. Learn from this to this to this on her way to try to help her boyfriend. That would have been nice. That would have been nice to see. But no, they don't do that. I don't know why this subplot with the guy's friend and his prom date, why that was part of the film. It's like the director knew this guy and said, or I need to give him more time just because I think he's funny. Well, I don't. I mean, no, I don't get it. You cut all that shit out. Branch out the girlfriend. Holly was the name of the girl. Branch her character out. Build up her character more. Or build up even more of the lead guy and what happened with his dad and his self-hatred. And that's why he's cutting himself and trying to learn how he needs to have more worth. Or his girlfriend remembering the times when she notices something's up and remembering her saying nice things about him, like you're worth more than you think, you're worth more than you give yourself credit for. You know, a little bit of that psychological reevaluation of him while he's going through this crazy bit of business on the outside from this crazy bitch Lola and not the bunny. But while he's going through all this, what his girlfriend says to him, he's remembering it, and maybe he didn't want to pay attention, but now he's paying attention now to what she said, and he's like, well, maybe she did feel this way. Maybe she did think this way. Okay, if she thinks I'm worth it, let me see if I'm worth it myself, so I need to do this and do that. But I mean, there's some quirkiness. There's even a little bit of, not as good as, but a little bit of people under the stairs, because you find out, spoilers, heavy spoilers, there are people in the basement. So I guess Lola has had other guys, other people that she wanted, other victims, and they're going to lobotomize him, and I guess they drill a hole, and I guess apparently you could drill a hole in someone's head, and as long as you don't put the water or whatever else in, they'll fine. I'm like, it's still a hole to your head, but I guess you're still fine. But they're going to try to put this, I think, warm water to hit the brain to lobotomize him, but he fights out of it. Eventually he's put down in the basement. Now, you do have a good scene where he fights off these, as I call them, people under the stairs, and you don't see anything. It cuts away, which I think was a mistake. I think right there, people would have liked to have seen a bit of a battle. I'm not saying you have to make it the fucking Matrix, but I think people would like to see a bit of a battle of that. Instead of cutting away to the stupid fucking comedy with this fucking douchebag go out with the sheriff's daughter. I don't give a fuck about him. Let's see the battle with the people under the stairs instead. But I didn't. Spoilers, he does stab the shit out of the father. Stab him right in the neck. With, I think, the razor he had. The girlfriend, I forget how she gets there. She finds the place. But she and him get out. And then he runs Lola over. And then runs her over again with some bit of bloody business. Which I thought was satisfying. And he goes home to his mom. And I think the mom should have been a bit more in shock. Like, oh my god, what the fuck? What happened to your head? I thought her reaction was a little bit too minute, but I mean, it's one of those films that was better than I thought it would be when I first saw it. I still feel the same way. It was quirky enough. It had some decent tunes on the soundtrack. The performances were decent. Didn't mind the lead character. I thought even more could have been done with him, like I said, reevaluating who he is as a person, finding his own self-worth, saying, I am worth living, I am worth something, I don't deserve this. And again, maybe if the girlfriend was in there, and I don't know, or him memories of his girlfriend, I don't know, there's ways that I think you could have incorporated that in and really bring that a bit more of an emotional build up for the characters. Or maybe even a little bit more into Lola and why she's so crazy. I'm not saying you have to explain everything, maybe even a little bit more to her. I did just get away from the fucking prom. I don't give a fuck what's going on with the prom. I don't give a fuck. Not interested. I don't give a shit. It's not interesting. It wasn't funny. That was the dumbest part of the movie. So I would say watch the trailer if it intrigues you at all. It's worth a watch. I did not mind the film. I liked it overall for what it was, and take that for what you will. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye for now.